10. Next is the grammarian report with Alex. Please tell us how we did with our grammar and using the word.
It's a great meeting today, Brendan. 2 uses of the word filial, one by Brendan, one by Jane. As far as use of filler words, Brendan, you did great. Caught just a couple so's from you. The grammarian has had about 4 or so at the time that he's spoken. See if he adds any more to that. Robert, no filler words from you. It's great. Jane, amazing. I didn't catch any filler words. Kai, you had several you knows. And I am like, or to that effect. Harvey, just 1 ah. Mark, several ums and ahs. Yep. Liana, a few ums and you knows. Jennifer, great. I think I only picked up 2 ums from you. Dinesh, a few ahs. Chris, a few ahs, 1 Peter, just a couple. Bob, there were a couple ahs as well.
Thank you, Alex. I do understand but you're the teacher, you're grading, so thank you for the A. Great. Our timer report with Mickey, and I will give, Mickey had a response to the theme. The last person gave me a response with the timer, and it is end of my notes. There it is. I admire greatly my daughter Carol. She is caring, thoughtful, and loving, and I love having her as my daughter. Welcome, Mickey.
Peter Ash spoke for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Brendan spoke for 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Rob Kanza spoke for 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Alex, 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Rabia, 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Jane spoke for a little over 5 minutes. Bob Avalone spoke for some time. Kai spoke for 7 minutes. Harvey spoke for 1 minute and 19 seconds. Mark for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Liza for 1 minute 3 seconds.
Was Liana.
Liana. Jennifer for some time. Dinesh for 1 minute and 12 seconds. And Chris for 1 minute and 12 seconds. Peter Ash went over the start time and even wanted more, but we didn't let that happen. Bob Avalone spoke for 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Alex for 1 minute and 15. And I didn't do Rob. I'm sorry.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, no wonder. Okay.
Now you say, what a great timer am I.
Thank you.
I'm going now.
What a great timer you are.
Thank you.
Please welcome Rob with the general evaluation.
Brendan, thank you very much. And thank you everyone for a fantastic afternoon. It's great being together. My role as general evaluator is generally to evaluate the evaluators, and if there's time, to make some other comments. Let's jump right in no particular order. Peter Ash evaluated Jane Triber. Peter, you did a great job with a nice, loud voice. We could hear what you had to say, and you took an edge off of my pressure. As president, I'm still not up to speed myself with pathways, so I very much appreciate you for holding up the evaluation, and it's a wonderful guideline. So I acknowledge you for that. As a club, we're continually trying to get caught up with pathways. Unfortunately, the time didn't permit you to go through all 8, and what was missing for me was a repetition of what were Jane's objectives. It would have been helpful for me as the listener to kind of go back and say, now what was Jane trying to do? That being said, Jane, I agree with the evaluation. There was a lot of the turning of the back, and actually as you stepped so far forward that there were 1 or 2 people over here and 1 or 2 people over here. Nothing wrong with stepping forward, but as you do, you want to make sure that the very last person is involved. In the interest of time, I'm going to now switch over to Bob Avallone's evaluation of Kai. You want to make sure that you pronounce Kai's name correctly. I'm a stickler for that, even though I sometimes mispronounce names. Let's please, please, please pronounce people's names correctly. If you think you make a mistake, just be humble and say, I'm so sorry, did I pronounce your name correctly? It's a polite thing to do, and as Toastmasters, it helps us to stay engaged. You started right off with what you liked about Kai's presentation, which I thought was a wonderful Toastmasters tradition of start with the positive, emphasize the positive, try to put in the middle some of the suggestions, and I agreed with your evaluation that Kai could have moved a little bit more. And I also agree with Kai. What a tremendous accomplishment to be not only up in front of the room speaking in not her first language, but actually taking an entire course in how to coach other human beings in English. Kai, congratulations for your continued perseverance and persistence. I was also slightly off on your objectives. I agree with Bob. It was more about relating to you and the nervousness, but it didn't really persuade me of wanting to do something. And I thought you could have used your time a little bit more effectively in that regard. In terms of our meeting, we're reserving 2, 3, 4 seats in the corner for latecomers. Please continue to leave these seats open. I'm talking about the area where Leslie and Ramiro are sitting. When you come in and out of the room, please don't slam the door. Please don't have side conversations. If you need side conversations, do what? Go out of the room. Go out of the room, or write a note and just pass it gently and quietly to the other person. There are a number of other comments that I would be happy to share. Now that we want to stay on time, I'm turning it back to our Toastmaster, Brendan.
Just wanted to make one comment. I think all the table topics reached the green card, which is, so the timing was very good on table topics. I noticed that. Just wanted to say that. So, okay, so we're at 1 o'clock, so we need to get next week's schedule with Robert Eisenberg.
Well, first of all, are we all aware that next week is a speech contest?
Now we are, thanks to you for bringing it up. I appreciate you for saying so.
Anybody here want to volunteer? I mean, there's all kinds of awards if you do it. We say great job. We say things like keep on going.
Tell them about the Ferrari.
Anybody else? I mean, too many hands are up for me to count. Julie, do you want to be Toastmaster the 10th? Did you say the 10th? May 10th?
May 9th.
Whatever the date was. Not next week, but the week after.
Sure, and that's for Toastmasters.
Al Davis will be the Toastmaster next week. So we're going to have, we have no speakers because it was a speech contest.
Robert, what is the theme? Is there a comedy?
It's a humorous speech contest.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll do a speech. You want to do one, Leslie?
Well, I'm trying to find out, is it humorous or is it something else?
Doesn't matter. Just do a speech.
Okay.
And who will be her evaluator? Too many hands again. Come on, guys. Alex.
I'm going to be out of town, otherwise I'd be happy to do it.
All right. Kai.
I won't be here.
Anybody going to be here next week?
I'll be here next week.
Mickey, can you be an evaluator? To Leslie?
For next week.
Who's left?
Leslie's right over here. This is Leslie.
Oh, sorry. Okay. And then you just have to give me your
Objectives.
objectives. Okay, yes. So I'll be evaluated.
Okay, the second speaker will be me. And my evaluator, Julie, will you be my evaluator? Okay. Thought joke next week. Chris?
Yeah.
For Marion? Come on. Bob Avalone.
Yeah. So it's going to be a regular meeting, we're just going to have the two speakers as usual. So-
Yeah, that's all. I mean, at this point, yeah.
We had, once we did differently before, we had the rally contest.
Mark,
Okay.
I'm gonna need your email. I don't think I...
Yeah, I can send it to you.
You gave it to me?
Yeah, you want to just write it down right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it to Rob.
Yep.
I'm gonna need two people in there. Okay, table topics? Gotcha. You read table topic? Great. Okay, and your name is?
Liana Henry,
Okay, and how do you...
Lian. It's right here.
Okay, and general evaluator next week will be, who is going to be the lucky person? Jane, you won't be here. Chris already has a role. Al won't be here. Bob Avalone has a role.
I'll do it.
Okay, great. Okay, timer will be determined. Stop now. To be determined.
Day after the meeting. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's a board meeting. Everyone's invited before the regular meeting. All members may attend. Is it 10? Next week. Board meeting right in this room, 10:45 a.m. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone,
one-
for coming.
One announcement. I have a book signing at Barnes & Noble in Burlington next week. It's my second one because the first time I did it, I sold out. And we're going to be giving away these things for supermarkets. And there's an icon on it called Mr. Fridge, who's going to become a huge celebrity. So you'll be the first to get him. And yeah, he's going to be huge. Because he's already huge. He's really small.
Can I adjourn the meeting?
Oh,